Hello everyone, my name is Zard and welcome back to another video. Today I'll be taking a look at set 75311, the Imperial Armoured Marauder. So this set has 478 pieces and is for ages 8 and up. It has 4 minifigures there, being Grief Karga, the Artillery Stormtrooper, and 2 normal Stormtroopers there. On the box, you can see the Armored Marauder going through some terrain there. It looks quite nice. The Artillery Stormtrooper is back there with the mortar, whatever it's called. I can't exactly remember it. There's a Stormtrooper shooting at it there, and I would guess the other one is somewhere in the Armored Marauder. There's the Mandalorian up there on the box in the older design, not the Beskar Mandalorian. It shows Grief Karga there. Side of the box has an image of the set and says LEGO Star Wars. The other side just says LEGO Star Wars. And then the back has the minifigures around the Armored Marauder, and it just all opened up to show you what's inside. So one right there, two minifigures actually in there, and then the rotating gun at the back, and Grief Karga shooting at them. The box art's really nice, and now I will take a look at the build. So here is the Imperial Armored Marauder build. It's a mainly dark bluish gray design with hints of light bluish gray and then a bit of dark tan in there as well that you can see throughout the set. It has some stud shooters on the front right here that you can fire, and on the rotating gun on the back that you can rotate. There's some of these translucent blue studs, which look nice. The texture right there, with instead of using just a normal 1x2 dark bluish brick, they use these type of bricks, and that just it's 1x2, okay. There's a few other guns here, both on one side. They can rotate a bit. That's the farthest they can go as they hit here, and this is the farthest they can go here. These don't actually fire off anything, but you can pretend they fire off, and they look quite nice. They don't, if you rotate it like this, they don't really move, which is also a nice thing, which is quite odd because they turn very easily, but they don't turn that. When you have it like that, the stud shooters just fire off when you click there. You can see the space in there for one minifigure to sit in the front. That can open up this way, which has a little control console right there, so you can get a minifigure in there. I'll just, for example, here is the Stormtroopers that comes in this set, and you can just put them in the seat. The easier way to do it is just open up both hatches there, and you can fit the minifigure in like that. Close this up, and you're able to see the minifigure in there, which is nice. It's at a good level. I like how they've done this to make it at a good level. There's a couple more hatches that can open up and more seating areas. So there's this one right here where you can have a minifigure just stand here. They can't go any farther than that, but you can have them stand up and try to shoot at maybe Grief Karga or another character that you're creating in your scene. It can also open up here. That gives you access to 2 more seats right there, and some more access points for those seats are here. These doors where you can have a minifigure exiting. You can see more of that dark tan. And the other place you can put a minifigure is back in the rotating gun. Just has one of those tan seats, which I like the consistency throughout the build of the seats being the same color, even though I'm not sure if I really like this color of the seats, but I do like the consistency there. It's a rotating gun. You can see the minifigure in there rotating, which is really nice that they actually do rotate in there. And just the design of the back door I really like, and the front, the mixture of studs and tiles I think is quite nice. This area is a little odd. I think just this slanted area going down, it just looks a little off now seeing it. I like how these cheese slope pieces are used to just tile off this area. That looks quite nice. There's these pieces to make it go on a desk or a floor easier. There's another couple hatches here that can open up, and that gives you access to these really nice printed crates that I didn't realize were in this set. These Imperial crates, which look quite nice, some airbrush there on each sides, and then some the Imperial logo there, just a tile on top. You can fit something in there, but there's not a ton of space. And they just go back here, but they're really nice printed pieces. But overall, I really do like this build. I think it's a good one to have multiples of for like an Imperial army. And overall, I just really quite like this build. There's space for 4 minifigures, I believe. Also, you could have some minifigures standing there and one sitting there, so you can have even more troopers if you have more troopers. But yeah, the build's quite nice. Now I'll take a look at the minifigures. So here are the 4 minifigures of the set, being Grief Karga, 2 normal stormtroopers, and the artillery stormtrooper. So now I'll take a closer look at each of the minifigures. So here is the Grief Karga. I do think it's a upgrade from the previous iteration from Season 1. I just think the outfit is a lot more interesting and has some nice detail throughout it. There's some vest printing there, longer coat printing that goes throughout the legs, and the red undershirt there also goes onto the legs. There's some more leg printing there, which is always nice to see. And just the printing of the burgundy, the gray, the black, and the gold really goes together and looks quite nice, making a really nice figure. He has a small black blaster there, dark red arms with some brown legs. Nothing on the back legs, of course, that's not something you see. A bit of printing on the back for his black coat. The beard has some more gray in it from its previous version. The hair, I believe, is the same one, but I'm not 100% sure on that. The expression is more of an angry expression, and there's no alternate expression, which I think is missing from this figure. I'd like a more neutral expression. That's something I always like to see with minifigures. But overall, this minifigure is really great, and I quite like it. Now I'll take a look at the 3 stormtroopers of the set. So here are these 2 stormtroopers, or 2 stormtroopers, I meant 3. 2 normal stormtroopers, and then the yellow artillery stormtrooper. So the normal stormtroopers and the yellow one have very similar printing on the torsos and the legs, just a bit more yellow accents on the artillery stormtrooper. And I believe these are the same torso and leg prints that they used with the Imperial Battle Pack a few years ago for the 20th anniversary sets, and any other time a Stormtrooper has appeared in a set the last couple years. The newer helmet design, which looks decent, it's not... I think I like the previous iteration, but this design I do like and have gotten used to it. The artillery stormtrooper does have a build for this mortar, which has these nice antenna pieces that come down to make the legs. I quite like that, and just the build of it is simple but effective. So now I'll take a look at the back printing. So here is where the artillery stormtrooper's printing starts to differ from the other 2. You can see a bit more of a backpack print there, and just a bit more items and accessories printed onto the stormtroopers' backs. The printing is the same for both stormtroopers and same to the previous designs, and very similar to any stormtrooper design we've got for 22 years, 23 years, 22, 21, I can't exactly remember. The artillery stormtrooper has this nice pauldron there in yellow with a bit of printing throughout it. And one thing I really like that you can't see with these dual-molded helmets going over the chin area with the longer chin, is it has a bit of printing right there at the neck, which is a really nice little detail. Just sad that you can't see it, but it is something that's nice and identifies where you want to place this piece. So now I'll just take a look at the heads of the figure, because they are actually different and not all the same. So each figure has a different face print, which is quite nice since stormtroopers aren't the same people like they've used for clones, where they just use the angry clone face, the same face they used for the actual clone troopers, which was quite weird. But now with the updated clone faces, they've also updated the Stormtrooper faces, which is quite nice to get different minifigures, minifigure heads, and just quite nice. I haven't seen these two face prints. I might have them, but I'm not too sure. This one, of course, is a very common face print you've probably seen. It's a nice one. They're all nice face prints. You're not going to see them with the helmets on, but I think it's still cool to highlight that they now have new face prints and different face prints for the different Stormtrooper figures. So overall, I think this is a really, really great set. I think it's a good $50 set, and I quite like it. The build is really nice, and one that I think I would like to get multiples of. I like the mix of tiles and studs, and the 4 minifigures you get are quite nice and good for army building with a couple Stormtroopers and that artillery Stormtrooper, which I'm sure it would be nice to have multiples of those. The Grief Karga is an upgrade, I think, from the previous iteration and is a nice figure with nice printing. All the figures also have quite nice printing, with all of them having light printing, which is quite nice. And the build, once again, is really good with these cool printed crates. That's just a cool add-on that I didn't notice in the original pictures, but having this now I quite like. And overall, this set I think is really good, and I would for sure suggest this set either like to get for a promotion, maybe multiples of them next year with May 4th, or just picking it up. I think it's a really, really good set. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.